Hello and welcome to another Shittywebcomics Weekly and fuck cape shit. Also, it's been so long.
Hello, fuck cape shit. Welcome to a Shittywebcomics Weekly and
Fuck cape shit.
By the way, fuck cape shit.
Also, fuck cape shit.
I heard somebody was complaining. Oh, those guys, they complain. They don't
guys.
They don't like American comic books.
Which we do. We do. We actually, in fact, if anything, like them better than people who like cape shit. People who like cape shit don't really like American comic books. They like cape shit. We actually like the medium. We have a better appreciation of the medium itself, which is why we're more suited to do these reviews. You notice a lot of other people who do reviewing of comics, well, not on YouTube really, but I mean, Linkara is kind of an example, but Linkara I do absolutely consider to be on par with Comicsgate. But the people in comics, it's fucking pure lol cow shit.
I would put Linkara above Comicsgate.
But it's
just so you understand how little of an opinion I have of Comicsgate. It's just
such a low bar. We're talking about going from a 0 to a 1. Linkara is a 1, Comicsgate's a 0. The biggest lol cow shit in the history of comics is seeing people in Comicsgate try to review comics. If you have any standard for comics or any understanding of the medium, it's hilarious seeing these people like completely flustered trying to discuss any part of the medium because all of it is outside of their base of knowledge.
That's one of the things that a lot of people stopped watching Richard fucking Diversity in Comics.
Dorothy Comics. Because he's a friend of Dorothy.
Because, I mean, his opinions were so stupid.
Well, that was the thing, is that people would say, oh, he has really terrible taste in movies and TV shows. And it's like, yeah, he has terrible taste in comics, too. You also have terrible taste in comics.
He has terrible taste in women.
He has terrible taste in going to porn movies and being in them, which it's funny. We remember hearing the rumors about that, about him being in that, but nobody really dug it up because, again, we don't do the digging. Yeah. We just see what's happening in front of us.
I didn't even bother. Yeah, I was like, that shit doesn't really matter.
Nobody points it out either.
I should have paid attention to that.
Nobody points out what's happening in front of them. In fact, you see I just watched that last Vicky and DA stream where they were talking about Mandy, and holy shit, was Ethan in a fucking spiral, running around behind the scenes, being like, going on stream to where people were like, "What's going on with Mandy?" Oh no, because she stopped tweeting. She quit Twitter and then wiped out her entire YouTube channel. And people were like, "What's going on with that? Is something crazy going on?" And Ethan just desperately trying to damage control it and be like, "Yeah, don't talk about that. Try not to talk about that."
His entire career is based around like public image and public perception. He has no actual real thoughts or feelings on anything.
Yeah, he's just looking to damage control everything that's going on around him, and usually damage control for things that he said like 3 years ago that are backfiring on him, like the stuff he said about Mandy. But
basically everything he says and does, eventually he contradicts, because again, he doesn't have any legitimate.
But it was hilarious because people were just trying to guess. As like, why is Mandy hasn't tweeted in a week? And Ethan's like, check your DMs now. And they're like, okay. And they're like, and it's funny because they can't just say, yeah, her literal prostitute page and her mugshot of when she was arrested got found. Which again, it's just public information. But when you don't talk about it in public, you reveal that it's embarrassing, as opposed to just talking about it in public and being like, hey, this is just a thing that happened. Notice that's something we've never done, but every person in Comicsgate is always reduced to doing every single you can cite thousands of examples of when we've come out and just said something publicly and been like, here's something that happened, here's something that we have checked out and we've noticed and we've seen, and is sometimes it involves us, sometimes it's just something that we've been privy to or something. With Comicsgate, it's like, don't talk about it. No, don't fucking look in your DMs. Don't see what I send in the DMs, and then people go, oh, okay, I'm shutting off the stream now. Bye, everyone. That's Comicsgate. It's always obfuscating, always hiding, always covering up.
When it comes to like illegal behavior, that never has anything to do with us.
And it should never even be that big of a deal. It's like, yes, Mandy was a whore, a literal whore. Even Ethan Van Sciver himself called her a thought. The thing is, he was probably just saying that because his words are always empty. He's always just
he's gay.
Saying that. He's always trying to roast people when he's angry at just everything around him.
He hates women more than anyone else could.
In a homosexual way. Anyway, so yeah, we're covering this just because we're talking about that stuff because it's actually been a bunch of months since we've done any new videos. We've been busy with a lot of things going on around here.
A whole lot of shaking going on.
Yeah, for people who have been subscribed, they've been probably aware that I've done some streaming. Just trying to do some game streams. Just wanted to try that out. It was fun. It's delightful. I'm not sure how much I want to do that because there's other stuff I want to focus on, that kind of thing. But getting back to reading some comics, as usual, we prefer to actually look at some good comics. We haven't been covering actual shitty comics of any kind last time or this time. This time we're going to be just covering some more delightful, happy, fun comics.
That's also the thing about being called shitty webcomics is people think all we're going to do is just talk about how much we hate webcomics. We're going to be trashing webcomics. And it's like, no, we've done that.
Yeah, we covered that.
We could do more of that. But...
In fact, if anything, that was one of the reasons why even people like John Del Rose begged us. That's not even hyperbole. He was begging us to review his comic. He wanted us to review his comic because he knew we were better at reviewing comics than anyone he knew then or now. And that certainly hasn't changed. His opinion on that hasn't changed either. The thing is, he now knows that we're going to be honest, and he doesn't want that. Anyways, if you want to hear more about this kind of stuff, though, go ahead and go on our Subscribe Star, become pig. Give us money. You should. If you want to support the honest people.
That's not the reason why
we're not even here for that. But at the same time, yeah, I just wanted to cover some of the funny things that I had seen and heard recently. But aside from that, getting into the comic for this week is just starting off with, I'll read out the comic as some lady with a clipboard says, "Hi, do you have a moment to talk about global warming?" A guy says, okay. And she goes, "Well, really? No one's ever said yes before. Let me see." Script, if they say no, apologize, wish them a nice day. If they say yes, see page 2, and then page 2, let me tell you why it's a scam by the Jews and the lizard people. And then she's just kind of stunned. And the guy goes, well, and she's flipping through a bunch more pages and going, just a second.
Because the simple fact is that when it comes to like the whole global warming thing, people are so tired of hearing about it.
But also, just...
This is an old comic too, by the way.
Causes...
This is got to be from 10 years ago.
I have no idea. It could be from last year. It could be from yesterday. Well, not yesterday.
I know it's old, though. I remember saving it back in the Tumblr days.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that.
Very
Anyways,
old.
It's from itsthetie.com. And yeah, I just like this one in general. Not even because it's about global warming specifically. It's just about like causes and the concept of the canvassing, the concept of canvassing, going out there and being an activist in any way. It's like, what are you being an activist for? It's really for being prepared to have people tell you they don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, being a bootlick for some fucking company that gets like a tax write-off or something.
Who in secret thinks that it's a scam by the Jews and the lizard people, which, I mean, as they say, what's the difference? What is the difference between Courtney Love and the American flag. But that's just this week. We just wanted to throw this one in. This is our recommendation, as we usually do recommend comics. Even though the thing is called Shitty Webcomics, because you know what? They're shitty. But anyways,
I don't like webcomics. But I mean, it was originally about like covering questionable content. But the simple fact is,
Sinfest.
Questionable content is really hard to cover. Sinfest is more fun to cover.
Yeah, after we covered questionable content, after the original blog started questioning questionable content, it became a meme, and then Jeff Jacks stabbed his hand, and people started like cow reading it. The thing is that I could never bring myself. In fact, I knew other people who would cow read it before we had the original Shitty Webcomics blog, way back in the day. And I could never read it myself. They were always talking about it and being like, "Oh, Martin is the main guy," and then the chick, the fat girl, who is her dad killed himself in front of her, and it's like, wow, do you guys read all of the comic to find this out? Because when I look at the comic, like 10 pages worth, nothing's ever happening. Just people standing around a coffee shop having the lamest CBS sitcom tier jokes. Probably not even that, but
that's also what happens when you can't punch down. You create humor like questionable content.
Yeah,
you're not allowed to punch down.
Yeah, that's a perfect example of why it is funny to punch down into
not just
margarine.
Funny, but necessary.
Yes, it's a comedic necessity.
You're
to
the
punch
death
down.
of fucking culture and humor when you can't do that.
At the same time, as we've gone into about questionable content years and years ago, we called it the questionable content effect. He's basically cornered the market on every humorless coffee shop hipster who believes that comedy shouldn't punch down. If you got $1 from every single one of those people, you would be rich. And that's how Jeff Jacks does make his money, is he has absolutely cornered the market. And that's what a lot of it's going on. We've been pointing this out. Every time somebody makes money in comics, it's because they've cornered a market of a person like that, where it's somebody who is thin-skinned in some way or another. When you appeal to a big group of people, you tend to make less money, you tend to make less of a splash, because you're not cornering that market. You're not appealing to every thin-skinned coffee shop hipster. You're not appealing to every thin-skinned Cape Cuck boomer who is obsessed with simping for 4 out of 10 e-girls on the internet and that kind of shit. But anyways, that's a lot of that's just the whole other topic. All of that's covered very regularly on our Subscribe Star in depth, and with a lot more going on our Subscribe Star. So you should check that out. Like, share, uncomment, recomment, unshare, relike, reshare. Yeah, check out the Subscribe Star. Check out our other videos. Check out all the other stuff.
Comics. We didn't even get a chance to talk about the comics.
Well, we did talk about this comic. There was one comic. We talked about it. Good job.
The end.
Wonderful. So yeah, every week, every Wednesday, new Shitty Webcomics Weekly, but you can get lots more videos that are even better, more gooder, you could say, on our Subscribe Star. So yeah, so go donate to us. Just give us money. Shut up and give us money.
Fuck you, pay me.
Fuck you, pay me. And yeah, and that. But for everyone else, should have listened to Shitty Webcomics.